Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tunde Victor, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can add an overlay to your image, or how you can add multiple overlays to your image. This photo is actually taken by a photographer in Benin. His name is 40K Photography, and I'm going to be leaving his Instagram name in the description below. So guys, I have actually done the skin work for this image right here, and this is the original photo, and this is where I am right now. First step I'll take if I want to add an overlay to the background is to create a visible layer. So by doing that, I'm just going to click on Ctrl Shift Alternate A, and this is going to merge all the layers, all the things I just did in one layer. So after merging all of them in one layer, I'm going to duplicate the layer by pressing Ctrl J. So after I duplicate the layer, make sure you have two layers of the background, because you are going to be cutting the subject out of the background. So the next step I'm going to take, I'm going to select my subject out of the background, and then there are multiple ways you can separate your subject from the background, and there are different tutorials for that. But in this tutorial I'm going to be using just the quick selection tool and also the polygonal lasso tool for this particular image. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to click on my quick selection. This is my quick selection right now. So I'm going to click on my quick selection, and I'm going to click on select subject, and make sure your enhance is turned on. So I'm just going to click on select subject right now. So we'll just allow it to load, and it's going to make a good selection for the subject. Okay, as you can see, our subject is being selected, but there are some areas that are not really selected. Like you can see, our eyes here, right here is not selected, and here is not selected, and some part of our hair are not selected. So I'm just going to select all that manually by using the polygonal lasso tool right now. So you can see some of our shoes, they are not selected. So how you do that, all you have to do, there are multiple ways to do this too, but for the sake of this tutorial I'm going to be using the polygonal lasso tool. So to add an area that is not selected, like these are eyes right here, all you have to do is hold Shift, and you can see the plus sign is on right now. If I remove my hand from Shift, you can see it's no longer on. So I'm just going to hold Shift and click, and once I click, I'm going to keep clicking and dragging, clicking and dragging the place I want to add. And when I'm done, I'll come back to this point right here and click. As you can see, it has added that eyes that was not selected before. So I'm just going to add a little bit of her hair so that I can make the selection looks more natural. So I said I'm going to do in-depth tutorial about this, so I'm not going to be skipping any step. So I'm just going to come back to where I started again and click OK. As you can see, those parts are selected right now. So I'm just going to do it right here too. I want to add some strands of her hair right here, so I'm just going to do the same thing for here, and I'm going to come back and click here. As you can see, it has added that place. So for this place, I'm going to hold minus. Like inside, there are some places like here that are not selected. Instead of clicking plus, all you have to do is hold your alternate, and this polygonal tool is going to change to minus, and you're going to remove that selection. So I'm just going to click minus and start from here and click all the way inside and come back and click here where I started from, and you can see it has removed the selection outside and put it inside. I can see some of our jaw here are not selected, so I'm just going to come back to my polygonal tool and hold my shift is to add, and alternate is to remove. That's all you should know. So I'm just going to hold my shift and click. Once I click, I'll take my hands off shift and just keep clicking and dragging, until I get the areas I want to select it. So I'm just going to click here again where I started from. As you can see, I got the perfect selection for that place. You can see here too, I'll do the same thing here because I want to add. So I'm going to hold shift and click from here and just add, like that. You can see I added that place too. You can see this place is not perfectly selected, so I'm going to hold my shift again and add. So that's how I'm going to do it for all the places that are not selected. I'm not going to be skipping this video so you can get what I'm doing. So for here again, I'm going to hold my shift, and you can see it has turned to the plus sign is showing. So I'm just going to click here and keep dragging like that, and click here again. So this place is perfectly selected. I don't want to do anything there. As you can see, this place is not perfectly selected, so I'm going to hold my shift again and add these selections that are not selected. So I'm just going to do that for all these parts that are not selected, and once I'm done, I'll come back here again and click OK. You can see that part are selected. So for this place, this inside the hand of the bag, I'm just going to hold my alternate to remove the selection from there. So I'm just going to hold alternate and just click on my alternate, just click and drag. Remember, once you press your alternate and you click once, take your hands off alternate before you start dragging. So I'm just going to add that place like that. So that's what I'm going to do for the whole image. This place, I'm going to hold my plus, my shift, and just add here to it like that. Okay, I'm going to hold my plus here again, my shift to add, and I'm just drag it. I'm going to hold shift and just add this place to it, because I want the selection to be perfect. This is how you get the perfect selection, and this is how you make your overlay look so real. So I'm just going to click here again. As you can see, I've added that place. So for the shoes, I'm just going to hold alternate and add this place right there, as you can see. So for I'm going to hold my shift again to add. I'm going to add our legs, and you can see that place has been added. So I'll do the same thing here. I'll hold my shift and add this place to the selection, just like that. Okay, yes, so I'll hold my shift again and add this place to the selection. For some image, you might just get a perfect selection, but for some you have to do it manually like this. So I'll hold my shift again to add. I'll add the selection. Okay, yes, we are almost there. So for here, I'm going to hold my alternate and I'm going to remove this selection like this. Okay, so I'm going to hold my shift to add. I'm going to add this place to it. If you are doing it for the first time, it's not going to be really easy like this. You are going to make a lot of mistakes, but if you keep practicing, you are going to get it. So just try and practice and make mistake and correct yourself. You're going to get used to it like that. So for here, I'm going to hold my alternate and deselect this place like that. Okay, what's happening? Okay, like that. So I'm going to hold my plus again, shift, and add here to the selection. I hope you are getting the point. So I'm going to hold my plus, my shift again to add. I'll add here to the selection. I want the selection to be perfect. We are almost done. Okay, I'm going to hold my shift again and add here to the selection like that. So this is how you do it. You just go to your image and see if there's any way that is not added to your selection, and add that place to your selection. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to keep doing that. Okay, yes. Okay, I think we are good. Let me see if there's any place that I've not selected. Okay, I'm going to add some of our hair from here to the selection. I'm just going to add that. Okay, now we've made a perfect selection. So this is it, guys. We've made a perfect selection. Now after making this selection, the next step is to cut the subject out of the background by adding a layer mask to your selection. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to cut the subject out of the background by adding a layer mask. So I'm just going to come down here. You can see this is a layer mask down here. So I'm just going to click on my layer mask, and my subject has become cut out of the background. So if I turn off all my background layer, you're going to be seeing just my subject. So I've turned off all my background layer, and you can see it's just my subject that you can see right now. After that, the next thing I'll do, I'm going to make the selection looks more smoother and more natural. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off all my background layer. So I'm going to turn them off. So after turning them off, I'm going to double click this black and white. This is my subject right here. I'm going to double click this layer mask So once I double click my layer mask, it's going to come to this window, this page right here. And please make sure your properties, you checked high quality preview, your transparency is on 100, and make sure you just put your feather into like 1. So put your feather to 1, and we are going to be using the refine edge tool. This tool right here is what we are going to be using to refine edge. So what that means, you are just going to brush this refine edge tool around the subject. I'm going to put my hardness to about 85 is okay. So you're just going to use this refined edge tool to brush around the edges of your subject. Anywhere you can see this, I don't know if you can see this spot right here. Yes, just brush at the edge of your subject. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm just going to reduce my brush size and just brush around those parts. As you can see, it's removing those parts that looks like they are black. So I don't know, you can see it. So I'm just going to do it around the whole edge of the subject like that. You can see. So that's how you're going to get that smooth transition and make it looks more natural and more. So just use this refined edge tool and brush over the edge of the subject, all over the edge. Take your time and do this if you want to get a perfect edit at the end of the day. Just take your time and do it. It's time consuming, yeah, but it's worth it. So just take your time and do it. So I'm just going to do it around the edge. It's going to make the edge more smoother and more natural, as if you did nothing. So I'm just going to continue. Yeah, I'll do it here too. Do it especially at the bottom of the subject leg, like our shoes. Make sure you always do it there, because that's how you make the overlay looks natural. So we are almost there, like that. If you are liking this video so far, please leave a comment. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I think we are good. So I'm just going to wait for it to load. Yeah, I think we're good. Load. Okay, yeah, we are good. There is no rough edges anymore. Okay, we are good. So I'm just going to click OK right here. So once you click OK, then you can turn on your background layer. Just turn those background layer you turn off, so just turn them back on. So after you turn back your background layer on, we are already there. The next thing is just to apply the overlay to your image, and you have to choose an overlay that suits well with your image, because you cannot just put any kind of overlay to your image. It will not fit the image. So you're going to look for the perfect overlay that's going to fit your image. So for this image, I already know the overlay I want to use, but I'm going to try another one so you can see what I'm saying. So these are my overlays. This is the two overlay I want to be using. So I'm going to try this one first. So I'm just going to click, sorry about that. So I'm just going to click and drag. I'm just going to click and drag this overlay and put it right here in Photoshop like this. So you can see this overlay doesn't really go well with the image. So I'm just going to click OK, and let me zoom in so you can see. I'm going to click OK and change the blend mode to soft light. Okay, you can see this overlay doesn't really go well with the image, but it looks really good. This is our before and this is our after. You can see there is no really trace of any anywhere like you edited the picture, just that the overlay doesn't really fit the image. So I'm just going to delete this layer, and I'm just going to come back here and bring this my other overlay. So just click on the overlay you want to use. Once you click, you drag it to Photoshop and just paste it in Photoshop like this. This overlay is what I use for this image, and it really looks good on this image. So I'm just going to stretch this up, just resize the overlay the way you want it. So for this particular image, I'm going to stretch this one up like this and bring this one to the side, okay, and make sure she's at the middle of this door. Yes, like this. I'm just going to click OK. So once I click OK, it's going to be like this. So after you put your overlay, you can see it's not looking so it's okay, but it's not that way. So all you're going to do is come back and click on your overlay layer and change your blend mode. Just play with your blend mode and see whichever work for the image, but I'll advise you use either overlay or use soft light. So for this particular image, I'm going to be using soft light. So I'm going to click on I'm going to change my blend mode to soft light. I'm going to click on soft light right now and click enter. You can see this overlay really goes well with this particular image. You can see it's as if the image was taken on this background. If you zoom in, you can see all her hair as they showing, all her hair string as it's showing. It's looking so natural. And another thing you can do is if you feel the opacity is too much, you can always reduce the opacity by clicking here and just come here and reduce the opacity and see whichever works for you. So for this image, I'm going to be leaving the opacity at 80. So you can see this overlay really works well for this image, and you can add multiple overlay if you feel like. Another thing you can do is change the colors of the overlay. To do that, all you have to do is click your hue and saturation. So once you click on your hue and saturation, just add a clipping mask by clicking on this place right here. Just click it, and it's going to affect only the overlay. So you can play with your sliders and see which color works best for you, or you can just click on colorize, and the Photoshop will automatically make a color that's best for the image. You can reduce the brightness or increase the brightness. You can play with the saturation or reduce the saturation. You can play with the color sliders. For this one, I think I'm just going to use this color right here for this particular image. So that's it. So I'm just going to delete the hue and saturation because I like the natural color. I like this color right here. So you can see this is how you add overlays to your image, and let's see overall before and after. So this is where we started from, and this is where we are right now. So let me zoom in so you can see. This is where we started from, and this is where we are right now. So just keep watching this video over and over again, and follow my steps, and you're gonna get a perfect result if you want to change your overlay. And you can see the shoe here. It's as if you didn't do anything. This is the before and this is the after. It looks so natural, and you can always change your blend mode and reduce your opacity if you feel it's too much. So just play with this, work on it, and see what you can get. It's very easy. Just take your time and do it. There are other methods to do this or to add overlay to your image, but this is a very simple and simple method and gives you the results you are looking for. I hope you can learn something from this video. If you want to see more video like this, please comment, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in my next video.